Hi, welcome to my video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing a few lines that I've used in the past and also some lines that I am going to be using in the future. So some of the lines that I've used in the past are some of the normal Daiwa sensor. Mainly you should use that for my freshwater fishing, but as technology has advanced over the years, lines have gone thinner and stronger. So I've moved up to the Daiwa sensor, which is the hyper sensor, which is this over here, and this one here as well. Now my 12-pound line I mainly use now for my freshwater fishing, which is this hyper sensor. This 30-pound line I'm going to use in rough ground. But lines that I have used at the moment is this one here, I don't know how you pronounce that. Is it Trilene Big Game? The diameter on that is in inches, so it's 0.014 inch, which I believe is 0.3554 of a diameter. Sorry, of a millimeter diameter. So that's that one. Obviously, it's 12 pound. Now I'll show you how technology's obviously moved on. I'm not faulting this line. It's an absolutely brilliant line. I've used this line for years, never let me down, and I currently got it loaded on my Daiwa 7 HT multiplier, as you can see on there. Brilliant line. So yeah, that's what I've used. I've also used Daiwa Hyper as well in the past. I've used a normal Daiwa sensor. I've used Fox lines, mainly freshwater, because I come over from freshwater fishing to sea fishing, so I've just used what I had. But now I've gone over to these lines here, which is, again, I don't know how you pronounce it, so somebody can leave a comment. Trilene, is it? Trilene? Big Game? So yeah, so I've started using this line here, absolutely brilliant. As you can see, it's 17 pounds breaking strain, and it's 0.3450 millimeter, compared to this one, which is 12 pound, is 0.3550. So this 12 pound is actually thicker than this line here. You know, it just goes to show. But like I said, I'm not faulting this line. Absolutely brilliant. It says 12 pound. Chances are it's actually probably more than 12 pound breaking strain. But brilliant line. But anyway, I've started using this on my fishing lines now, and I also use this one here, which is Sakuma Night Crystal. Again, very low diameter, 10 pound breaking strain in 0.26 millimeter. Now, the purpose of this video is not just show you what lines I've used, but how they react as well on a night. So I seen a video from one of the guys on Instagram. I can't remember his name now, and he was tying some knots and just messing about with his line. And you know, he had them under ultraviolet light, and they looked it looked different. It was like, oh my god, that looks quite cool, that. And it gave me an idea. You know, I'm already using fluorescent light. Why don't I get a torch or a head torch with a UV light on? You know, that way I'll be able to see all my slack bites. So what I've done is I've done a little experiment in this video for you guys, how these lines react, you know, under ultraviolet light. So I'm just going to quickly turn off the light, and I'm going to turn me little torch, my little cheap torch I bought from eBay, ultraviolet one, just see how they react. And obviously in the background you can see the tip is there. Just the tip on my rod has actually got reflective tape on, the one that's going in a spiral. You know, that's been on there for quite a few years now, and it's actually wearing off. I think the potency of the reflective material is no longer there like it used to be. But nonetheless, I'm going to turn the lights off now and just show you how these lines react under ultraviolet light. Main purpose is so, you know, on a night you can see your tip with your torch, whatever, but when you get a slack line, it's quite difficult to see the slack line. 9 times out of 10 you can't usually see a line unless you got a really good fluorescent high powered light on. So anyway, let's give this a try. So lights are off, ultraviolet lights on. Now this one here, which was a Trelene Big Game, the normal one, normal green I believe it's called, absolutely nothing there. You know, I'll move this back as well. Look, nothing, it's totally flat. Moving on to the £30, £30 Daiwa Hyper, again nothing. £12. Now I must stress these two lines are actually different. One's in the normal Daiwa sensor, and the other one is in I believe is it like gunmetal one, but nonetheless both of them are pretty much the same. However, the gunmetal one has got a bit of, just a tiny bit of, there, look, you can see it, just a tiny bit compared to the other one. Not a lot though. Moving on to the Trelene, the red one, nothing. And then the Trelene Solar is called, Solar Green. You can see how that absolutely glows up. And then Sakuma Night Crystal as well. You know, they really are lighting up fantastic there. You can, you know, you can see how, I mean, I will go really back as well, far. You know, actually quite far over here. How far? I'd say I'm probably about 4 or 5 meters away. Now, I'm pretty much right at the end of my room now, so I would say I'm probably about 6 meters, and look, you can see they're still glowing. You know, compared to the others, there's nothing. Even my tip isn't glowing, look, you can see. So coming back closer in, you can see how they're glowing. Let's look at the lines. Now I can actually see how they're glowing. They're actually glowing really well, but unfortunately the camera is not picking it up that well. But you get a bit close. That's not bad. There we go. So you can see that line, you know, it glows really well. Camera's not doing it any justice, I'm afraid. Going on to the second one, the Sakuma Night Crystal, £10, also glowing as well. But like I said, the camera's not picking it up very well. It doesn't do it much justice. But it, trust me, it is glowing. You can see that. Just go back. Yeah, I can see it from here as well. You guys obviously can't pick it up on the camera. But anyway, just to keep this video nice, short, sweet and simple, I'm just going to move over to my tip. My tip now. Yeah, that glows. That glows as well. It glows, but compared to the Solar, you know, you can't beat it. Right, let's turn on the light. So that was my purpose of my video, just to show you how these lines react under ultraviolet light. The Sakuma Night Crystal glows very well. I mean, the diameter is very small, 0.26 millimeter. This one here is obviously 0.34 millimeter, so that's why this one, you know, it stands out a lot more when it's glowing. But considering how thin this line is, you know, you can see that on my hand, you know, it still glows very well compared to the Trelene Big Game Solar. So yeah, they're going to be my choice of lines that I'm going to be using now in the future. But you can see none of the other lines actually glowed or showed anything back. But yeah, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to all the guys that have subscribed. I'm up to 40 subscribers now. So thank you so much for subscribing, and good luck everyone, and tight lines.